Say that again. You had no courage until you met Don Sherman.
That's a song from that's a line from a song.
And the song is?
I wish I knew.
I wish I knew. Yeah, gosh, they've been playing all these Etta James songs.
Yeah, no, yeah, doctor.
Yeah.
I watched it just about an hour ago. I watched Etta James do it last, and then I saw Beyonce do it. Yeah, I love that song.
Yeah, that was a classic. She got more into 3 minutes, I think, than any other singer.
I told the Etta James story on the show.
Sure did.
Yeah, a lot of people
It's posted online now.
What a night that was.
For all the world to see and hear.
He was so hurt. All the money he had and all the success he had, she was able to hurt him like that.
Could you imagine having that video now of the Etta James tirade?
You do have to, so the guy was right. Because Doug was aware of that. He knew her. He said, oh, no, you don't do that with Etta. She had
no surprises with Etta.
Birthday, she just got out of jail. She should be the happiest woman in the world. She'll love you. And look what happens.
Let me bring it right up to this moment. Look at the sky. Earlier this morning it was gray and rainy. Was it raining where you were at?
Yes.
Oh yeah, it rained in West Hollywood.
I have to do a poetry and carry my books in and sell them. And now the sky
You
broke.
should have somebody carry them.
Huh?
Oh yeah, you're doing a show. You need roadies.
Longfellow had a little
Longfellow. Here's the thing about Longfellow. His Hiawatha sold 55,000 copies, and yet today we remember Walt Whitman.
They should do.
Nobody cares about Hiawatha anymore except the Indians.
How would it sound? So I was the interviewer, and you were Longfellow, and you tried to sell me the poem of Hiawatha for my newspaper. How did they have to go around like?
He was popular in his time.
Oh yeah, sure they did.
It was even more popular today. Today poetry is marginalized.
What were years of his popularity?
Are you guys okay? Do you want something
We're
to drink?
fine right here. No, we're fine.
Good?
Yeah,
Yep.
All right.
We're good to go.
Mid-18, long time ago.
You read the Rubaiyat of Omar Khayyam?
Yes, come fill the cup in the fire of spring. You're with
moving
the
finger
garment
rights
of
and having rip moves on you.
repentance
You know what that word?
They
Rubaiyat.
know. It would be shocked to hear from me. They know it.
Quatrain.
They had to come in there.
Quatrain.
Yeah.
Don Sherman.
Don was reciting
Got two
poetry.
energy machines here. You gotta watch it.
Yeah, that's right. Two poets stepping on each other.
Turn it down.
The poet and the comedian and the fabulous David Lloyd Glover had
you
a
should have
successful
seen
show last night.
on
I saw.
TV.
I got in late, but I saw.
Yeah, I was on there last night.
Can we plug in the station at least so we'll know where
Coin
to
and
find
Art.
it? He's on channel
Art and Coin?
223 Art and Coin shows.
Yeah, it was channel 223 on DirecTV nationwide.
Not only is he intelligent and a great voice and a great, I find out his paintings. I don't believe it. You go for trips in his paintings. You go for you should have travel points.
Well, yeah, get out the travel brochure.
He's a great colorist, not only a great skillful painter, but a great colorist.
I notice you do take a liberty, and now let me ask you this. Let me just for you to think. 'Cause a lot of your colors are fantasy colors.
Yes.
They don't really have chartreuse trees.
Yeah, well, that's right.
Or skies like that color.
Exactly. You got it.
So is there an element of surrealism to your paintings?
No, I would call it like heightened realism because you're
heightened realism. Well,
Vivid.
that's when you try.
Remember what I called it?
You're drunk in this.
well, that's right.
realism.
Romantic realism.
Romantic realism.
I gotta pay a speeding ticket next week. I'm gonna tell them I was not. I was in heightened realism.
Heightened realism. That's right.
That's what happens.
You really thought you were
Double
doing
the sound,
35.
Double the fine. They doubled fines on you. If you don't pay, they double it.
Oh yeah, and keep going.
Oh yeah. I gotta.
It's a slippery slope. You got to get down there and deal with that.
He's a great colorist. You know who else was a great colorist? Matisse. He was
Oh,
one
yeah.
of the great ones.
It's all about color.
In his own way, right?
Yeah.
Bernard too.
But those colors, they come to you through imagination.
Yes, they do. But you believe it. Well, that's what I try to do anyway. That you look at a scene that I've colored, and you still believe it. You buy it. Yeah, you go, oh yeah, look at that beautiful scene.
Because when they do it in a movie, so if you did it in the Last Picture Show.
Yeah.
They created sort of beautiful. It was reality, and yet there was.
Yeah,
I never seen a morning like that. You
Yeah.
know?
Black and white. Last picture show was black and white.
No, well then
They were going to shoot it in color, but they said no,
then-
black and white.
Well, I filmed it on my mind in color. See, that's
well, you see what happened? It was actually in
Yeah.
black and white, and you saw color.
They were
Remember
afraid of that
Raging Bull? They were
audience.
going to shoot Raging Bull in color, and all of a sudden, Michael Powell said, "No, the gloves are too red. Shoot it in black and white." Except for that home movie in the middle,
Yeah.
was colorful. But what about the purple? Sometimes he'll put purple in there because, well, look at that. Remember in one of Homer's works, he said the wine red sea. But you
Yeah.
look at the sea, it's not wine red, right?
No, that's
but
right.
with the sun, sometimes it. See what it
Well, that's
also
a
has to
wino
do with the
falls
light.
off a
No, it has to do with
bridge.
the way the light hits
Light
it too.
angles, that's
in the
right.
Fixtures.
Yeah.
And it does enhance it all too. And your original plus, you make a living, an extra high living in your art, which is very rare in our time, right?
Yes, that's a rarity in itself, and it's not easy. And even for me, it's still
I
not
don't
easy.
think the living for the people who don't depend upon mass employment ever changes. Like the artist, the actor. Actor doesn't, you can't depend upon Boeing hiring 22,000 riveters, So they really are not affected by it, except maybe when the economy was bad, where entertainment value decreases.
Yeah.
So they get less money, but they're always needed. Probably needed even more in tougher times.
Yeah.
That's why the indie entertainers.
Well, here in LA, it's a visual. Well, here in
LA.
LA is a visual place. I mean, movies, television, art. How many people you go in people's homes, they have art up on the wall, right? I mean, there's
Right.
a lot of buyers here in LA too.
Well, they live in a world of art.
Look at your house. Look how many art objects you have in your house.
I keep thinking driving home, sometimes I say, yeah, I miss New York, the streets. But I drive home, I see trees, and, you run into a tree in Manhattan. No, a tree goes in Brooklyn, hallelujah.
Yeah.
There's a tree right there.
What
Grows in West Hollywood.
What trees? Every place you drive, even the worst place in Hollywood, they showed the real depressed areas, like when they had the Watch Rise. And those little homes, they were old, but they were cute. And once they were adorable. I mean, you want to talk about housing? Go to the Cabrini Green housing where Jack's from in Chicago, or Bed-Stuy in New York.
Yeah, the projects.
Brownsville.
But
Bed-Stuy used to
out
be Brownsville.
here, the most impoverished person is at the beach. How depressed can you get at the beach?
Yeah.
The
I get
people I
down, then I
respect
get
are the
up.
homeless of Juneau,
Oh my goodness.
where they have a thing in Juneau, Alaska, and they have it all of Alaska. They have it's called alcohol poisoning. They look like they're drunk, and they look like they're dead, and they're laying in the street, and it's 2 degrees, and the cops come on and pick them up. I thought the guy was dead. He says, no, it's alcohol. We drive around all the
Alcohol
time.
poisoning. Yeah.
Not poisoning, there's a word for it, I don't remember. But at least it was a small town, so that it was the same 4 guys getting drunk all the time.
Yeah.
Here, no rush, take your time.
Yeah.
They're in a coma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's again. If I wonder what they sniffed.
I'm glad I live in LA where the weather's nice. Where I grew up, it'd be so
LA, I'm
snowy.
an LA fan. You see my
snowstorms.
My friend Dick says he experienced such coldness as in Florida. He's a New Yorker who moved to Florida and he came here to visit the other day, and they left the door open by the restaurant. And people were sitting out. It was like today. So it's freezing. How do you people live here? It's cold.
How is it when you sit around with those guys? Do you all just tell stories, or do you actually communicate with each other? They keep trying to talk to each other?
That's one thing that comes when you deal with variety performers, when the people have to stand in one, and there's the audience. There's not the lighting director. They can't edit it. They can't rehearse it. They don't go over with it. So nothing's in your hands. It's just you and the people. It's true art. It's marvelous. Now, what was the question?
The question is, when you get around with those comedians, do they
No, they talk
tell
about life.
stories,
They
or do they
love
listen
life.
to each
No,
other?
that-
Because sometimes I've
Yeah.
sat with guys and they just sit there trying to top each other.
No, that's yo.
It's like they're used to working
Or-
solo.
Or not close enough friends.
Huh?
They're wonderful old friends, boy. You get sick, they're right there. And you have money, they manage to get some money. It's you're
Give
dealing
me
with
100?
people. You're dealing with people. You're dealing. See that's why he laughs. Now he has
No,
no
you know
joke.
why I said?
His own
Because I
joke.
said, can
Well,
you give me 100?
Sure.
You didn't hear me.
Sure. I could give you, and I would
I'm
give you.
sick.
Yeah.
I need my antibiotics.
You got it.
You're a giving person.
Could you imagine Harry as a stand-up comic?
No.
I couldn't be one because
No, because you laugh at your own jokes.
He's too excited about his jokes.
what I notice is they don't, you know, I remember when we had a couple of people on, one guy was an actor and he listened, told a story, and the other guy was a comic and he just sat there waiting for the other guy to stop so he could top the guy. I notice that sometimes too.
Well,
Here in Hollywood, that's what people do. They don't listen to each other. They just keep trying to top the other guy.
Yeah,
right?
they're looking for a slot to get their line in.
Yeah. It's like actors on Broadway. You sit there and you watch these guys and they're spitting, and the spit is all these different colors of the rainbow, and then they're just standing there waiting for this guy to finish his words so that he can speak his lines, right? And you just wait, hey, relax, man, listen to the other guy.
Yeah, but
you know?
some people need that reassurance. They need a little encouragement. You know. No, they're the best. To me, I always felt that was the prime art. And what makes me even sure of it, they're the most exploited.
Yeah.
Well, they just have a
No.
hard exterior.
You know, the ones where they make it tougher and tougher on you are the pure and the pure art. The poet is the pure art. There are a few
And the jazz.
that have been influenced by
The jazz
more
guy and the artist.
commercial aspects of it.
Probably the hardest thing to do is to probably be a comedian, because you have to stand
Yes.
out there and you have to take all the pain and make people laugh.
There's
and
no
then,
pain.
And then
Why-
the artist
why-
too
why
has the
is there-
skills.
why is there pain
I
in
think
comedy?
some people are just naturally funny. You're a funny guy. Poet, you really have to learn the whole tradition. You know, like you can't.
Yes.
There's no tradition right now. If you went back and started looking at jokes, you couldn't find jokes from 2,000
No,
years
sir.
ago,
No,
but you
sir.
can find poetry from 2,000 years
and
ago.
the future's taken care of with your files and Holly's files. So no one's going to get out alive for the next, like, 1,500 years.
We're lucky here. We listen to each other. We like each other. And David had a successful show last night.
Yes.
You're
And he's the same
vibrant
guy.
today.
And he's the same guy as he was today. He doesn't change because it's a natural talent. Natural. And you know, it's funny, he does a lot of things. Producer, he had a production company, produces commercials, he's a cartoonist, political cartoonist. He has all these capabilities. But when he got on that stage, because of his paintings, he just would like, cravat, jacket, and the girls saw him walk out, fell in love.
But let me just say one thing. You said he was some of these things. He still is.
Well, you know, it was last night. That was
all
the night you
political
missed.
cartoons,
That,
but I mean when you're
that you
doing the
told-
litany of all
that,
these
that
things,
you told
said
your friend
he
you
was,
you
but he still
didn't
is
say
a
it.
great political cartoonist.
No, you have to prove it. You have to prove your statement because you didn't show up.
We're arguing over him, right?
Yes, right. Because he was that great.
I'm just sitting by listening to
know
this.
you
It's
All
great.
praise.
But I never saw him in the true way, the show he was on, appreciating his art to a point where he set him up so great. And when he came out, he fulfilled that.
And the camera movement was great too. How they cover the art.
Yeah,
Well,
yeah,
see
they know
that-
their business. They know what they're doing.
Now, how long you been working those shows? How many of
Camera's a
those shows have
danger.
you done?
The
Yeah.
camera's almost a danger to your art.
Four shows, huh?
It helps you sell it, but I bet you the people are disappointed that they don't see that same stream when they come home and it's on a painting.
Well, they have
Rather
to
than the lens of a camera.
they have to move in and out of their painting. You see.
I mean, he has paintings that just go around and show you.
I want my David Glover painting. You know, the kids used to say, I want my MTV. I want my David Glover painting.
Maybe.
Well, we can help them out. No, I think they'll help them out very handily.
You'll be the first one, but the minimum bid is $2,000.
Uh-oh, my money woke up.
That's a couple of days.
I'm a
pay for
poor
you.
poet and a poor actor and a poor scholar, so I'll just
You
have
can't
to
be a poor actor.
appreciate it from afar.
Harry the movie star.
Actors make
I like, you know what? I like looking at all of your art, and also on the blog the other day, I like the one, the old timer. That
Oh yeah.
that was beautiful.
Did you see it on
They
TV?
were talking about
The old timer.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was on TV last night.
I expect to see a guy with a pipe in his hand.
The
You know
old
the difference
timer.
between a boat and a ship?
Yes.
What?
A boat is something you get into when you're leaving a ship.
A boat will fit on a ship. You can't put a ship on a boat.
Yeah, yeah. What do you think the lifeboat is? What do you think the lifeboat is? It's not a boat.
Yeah.
The lifeboat is a boat that you need to get off.
Get off.
You can't call the ship a boat. It's an insult.
A boat will fit on a ship.
And a boat for the ship, but a ship won't
I'm a
fit
Navy
on a
guy.
boat. A ship
I'm an
won't-
ex-sailor guy.
A ship won't fit on a boat.
That's right.
Yeah,
Are you repeating me?
the worst thing, they showed the ship on the side. They showed the boats.
Yeah, the Costa Concordia.
Still on their mooring. They couldn't get them moored.
Stuck on that
They all
rock.
rehearsals and they fuck up your day and they make you look at films and
And that ship is in Godard's new movie, Socialism.
Oh,
he
is
used
it?
that
Yeah.
boat, and
Oh,
now look
yeah.
what happened to it.
and there
You know?
wasn't that boat. The guy can't call
Ship.
it a boat.
Oh, it's a
Yeah,
ship.
But I went on the Costa Cruises website to see if they still had it on there. It's gone. It's not in their lineup of ships. It's gone.
They
Deleted it.
They said it can't work at least for a year.
Oh, longer than that. Even if they do save it.
But then one guy came over to a weirdo line and said, "Who wants to go on a ship that sank like that?"
I've never been on a ship.
That's right.
See, now Holland America had a ship that went down to Princeton Dam up in Alaska.
That's right. Yeah.
But they got everybody on.
Yeah. Different line.
Here's another story
Of course, they really
on another subject matter.
The sailors there are very
Maybe let me do a
serious.
pitch out to a guy, okay? This morning I got email from Larry Feather. Larry Feather, he owns a bunch of convenience stores, fast food place in Grand Junction, Colorado, and he was the best athlete in our high school. He's the most natural athlete I ever saw, and he had seen an interview I'd done. He said he was really impressed with it, and then he said, "Way to go, small town boy from Sydney, Nebraska." You know?
Hey, that's great.
Yeah.
Well, let's say goodbye to everybody. We're at the end of our allotted
There was a
time.
famous critic named Leonard Feather.
Leonard Feather, jazz critic. Yeah, he was great.
Knows everything. Yes, goodbye. The magic word. The word for
The
today.
magic word today is
Poet. Let's ask the poet.
Epitome.
Epitome is fine.
epitome. We like epitome. Thank you.
Epitome.
Thank
We'll
you.
post epitome. Thank you,
Me,
everybody.
epitome, him, a little bit.
Till next week.
Bye.
Ciao.
Ciao.